Bodyweight Mate fam, what is up? Welcome to Handstand Level 3. Please make sure you do the wrist and shoulder warm-up before doing any of the Nate Floats and Nate Flies videos, and make sure you're comfortable with levels 1 and 2. Let's start today's class on the ground, our favorite position, the hollow body. So, level 1, we did tuck. Level 2, we did single leg. In today's class, we're going to do full where both legs are extended. So, what's most important in my hollow body? Like everything, shoulder depression, right? Engaging my shoulders down towards my hips where your lat activates, core compressed, glutes engaged for a posterior pelvic tilt, quads active, point to the toes, okay? So we're starting here. As I inhale, I'm going to lift my chin, elevate my shoulders as high towards my ears as I can, and then my gaze comes in between the imaginary line between my thumbs, making this as realistic handstand as possible. Go ahead and relax, and we're going to do a set right now. Inhale, find your hollow body, depression, compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Exhale, extend the legs, engage your quads, point through the toes, heels as close to the ground as possible. Inhale, both arms, shoulder elevation, pressing up towards the ears. Lift the chin, look in between the thumbs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, shoulder depression, come back into your tuck. Inhale, extend the legs, hold. Inhale again, elevate the shoulders, lift the chin, look through. Another 5-second hold. Elevate, press away from your body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, depress the shoulders, come back into tuck. We got one more here, guys. Take an inhalation, exhale, depress, compress, posterior pelvic tilt. Extend the knees, engage the quads, point through the toes, heels as close to the ground as comfortable. Inhale, elevate the arms, strong, look through the thumbs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, depress the shoulders, come into your tuck, come back up to a seated position. Awesome job, guys, for round 1. So round 2, we're going to make this static, where we keep our hollow body engaged as we just shift the shoulders from elevation and depression. That first one was dynamic because we were moving through the legs. So if you want, close your eyes, tune in with your breath, your heart, your body. Keep your muscles engaged as you relax your tongue and your jaw. Soft inhalation through your nose. Just as soft as you exhale through the nose. One more. Maybe a little flex to the camera. Just kidding. Okay, here we go. Maintaining hollow body position, we're going to do another 3 5-second holds. What's most important? Depression of the shoulders, compression of the core, posterior pelvic tilt through the glutes. Here we go. Exhale, press through the toes, pointing, quads are engaged, heels as close to the ground as possible. Inhale, shoulder elevation, squeeze, guys, look up, lifting the chin for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, shoulder depression. Maintain that hollow body. Lower back should be flat against the floor, okay? Your hands should not fit underneath. Inhale, shoulder elevation. Squeeze, core is still compressed. I'm still in that posterior pelvic tilt. Looking through my thumbs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, depression. You guys got this. One more. Inhale, elevation. Scan your chain. Look through the thumbs, elevation, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt, quads, toes for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, depression, come to tuck, and slowly come out. Woo! That was a lot of core right there. So for our third set, you're going to be able to choose between the dynamic, the first one we did, or if you're really feeling it today, you can hold the static. I'm going to do 2 static and 1 dynamic. Let's relax our jaw. Relax the jaw. Depress the shoulders. Slow inhalation. Equal amounts of inhalation, exhalation through the diaphragm. Find that heart coherence. One more steady breath here, guys. Alrighty. Flick your jewelry. Come into your hollow body tuck, finding that shoulder depression, core compression, glutes active for that posterior pelvic tilt. Here we go. Exhale, press through the toes. Pointed, quads engaged, heels towards the ground, lower back is flat against the earth. Inhale, shoulder elevation, lift the chin, looking through in between the thumbs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, shoulder depression, go through your hollow body line. Once again, inhale, shoulder elevation. Lift the chin, look through the thumbs. Core compression, posterior pelvic tilt, quads, toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, depression. Here we go. Inhale, up. I'm doing all static, I guess. 5, 4, scan your chain. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, depress. Inhale, come back. Woo, good job, guys. So, like I said, you can play with the dynamic. We did the first one, or static, and play around with both until you build that strength and you're just comfortable. Alright, guys, so level 3, we're going back up on the wall, our best friend for hand balancing. So I mentioned this in level 1. If you already listened to it, I'm going to cover it again right now in level 3. If you're like, dude, I don't want to hear that again, go ahead and skip forward. But here's the hand and wrist positioning for our hand balancing. So for me, this is where my hands are about a little more than shoulder width. For me, this is most comfortable because when I transition from crow, handstand push-up, my hands are used to this. So let's go through the fingers. So as I lean forward, I can use my fingers and my fingertips as my brake, so I stop myself from going too much forward, okay? Some people call this a spider grip or bent finger grip, but what this allows is as I bend the middle knuckles right here is I recruit more forearm strength as I find my balance, okay? And then if I'm coming too far this way, I engage my hollow body elevation, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt to bring me back. So it's a game between pressing through the fingertips and your hollow body as I elevate through the heel of my palm or the palm. And you'll find your bone stack between the wrist, elbow, shoulder, hips, knees, and ankles. All right, guys, so for a second exercise, we're going to do the wall climbs, but now we're going to alternate feet, right? So once I'm that 6 to 8 inches away from the wall, lock to my elevation, I'm going to slowly lift one foot off the wall and try to maintain my kinetic chain and bone stacking while one foot is off, okay? So let's get upside down. Heels against the wall, wrist out in front of the shoulder. Go ahead and lift one foot, walk a wrist, lift the other foot, walk a wrist. Walk, 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 and walk. Okay, I'm comfortable. My hands are in place. My shoulder elevation is locked. Core compressed, posterior pelvic tilt. So go ahead and lift the left foot off the wall. Maintain your gaze in between the thumbs. And we're going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot back. Splay the legs open, and we're going to slowly cartwheel out. All right, guys, let's not take too much of a rest. We're going to go ahead and do the other leg. Set up against the wall, one foot up, and we're going to crawl, 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 crawl. Okay, we're here. So now let's do the right leg. Shoulder elevation, lock my gaze, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Right foot comes off for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back nice and gracefully. Find your straddle, and we're gonna cartwheel out. Whew. Okay, let's do each leg one more time, and then we'll mix it up. So you'll notice as you start to bring that leg off the wall, you're going to have to find that counterbalance. But that's really going to help when you start to bring both feet off to find your line of that center of balance. Remember, fingertips breaks, Hollow body for the bounce. 1 Ujjayi breath here. And let's get started. Here we go, guys, back on the wall. And here we go, the wall crawl. 1 foot up, wrist, foot, wrist, foot, wrist, foot, wrist. Okay, I'm 6 to 8 inches away. I press through my palms, the heel of my palm, elbows, shoulder elevation, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt, quads, toes. Left foot comes off, and we're gonna hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Use your fingertips. 3, 2, hollow body. 1. Bring the left foot back. We're gonna straddle out, pick a side, lean over for the cartwheel. Let's take 1 Ujjayi breath, and then we got the right foot. Here we go, all fours. On the wall. Here we go, 1 foot, wrist, up, 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 up. Okay, so lock in between my thumbs for gaze, elevation, core compression, posterior. Okay, right foot comes off. Feel your chain, feel your bounce. Keep the glutes and quads engaged for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back, guys. Both feet on the wall, straddle it out. Lean to one side, slow cartwheel. Woo! Okay, that was it for that exercise, guys. We're gonna now go back on the wall and we're gonna do our elevation presses that we did in level 2, but with a little bit longer of holds. So what the elevation does, the presses, is it allows us to build that strength where we can lock out in our kinetic chain. So 3 Ujjayi breaths here. I want you to keep your kinetic chain locked. Relax that face and jaw. You can soften your eyes. You can close them if you wish. 5-second inhalation, 5-second exhalation. Expand the diaphragm. Get your heart and blood back to that coherent state. 3 is kind of not a lot, so let's take 2 more. Do a dance. Here we go. Getting ready. All right. So the more wall climbs you get, the higher your elevation strength is going to be and the easier it just becomes. That's what it comes down to. Okay. Heels against wall. Hands are set. Foot, wrist, foot, wrist, foot, wrist, foot. We're crawling, crawling, crawling. Okay, I'm 6 to 8 inches away. My gaze is locked in between my imaginary thumb line. Fingertips are locked as my brakes. I press through the heel of my palm. Elevate the shoulders, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt, quads, foot. Okay, we're gonna hold for 6, 5, chain locked. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Take 1 breath here. Exhale, press back up into full elevation, pushing away from the ground as much as you can for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, press up. We'll just do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's crawl this one out. Hand, foot, hand, foot, hand, foot, hand, ground. And let's find our Ujjayi. Kinetic chain locked. You can tuck the chin, relax that jaw, let the tongue drop. Inhale through the diaphragm. Exhale, feel that new oxygen go into your body. We got a second set, guys. Slow your breath down. Trying to find that equal amount of inhalation and exhalation. Forgetting the past, letting go of the future. Just be present with your breath right here, right now. You got this. You're amazing. You're your own motivation. One last breath, guys. Breathe it all in. Exhale. Feel it all in your body. Here we go. Heels against wall. Hands set up. Okay. We'll crawl up. We're gonna cartwheel out. So choose your side for cartwheel when we come out. Here we go. Foot, wrist, foot, wrist, foot, wrist. We're crawling. All right, here we go. Let's start in elevation. Fingers, lock gaze in between thumbs, pressing through the heel of the palm. Core compression, posterior. Quads, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, elevate. Press the ground away from you as much as you can for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're building that endurance, guys. One more. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, elevate. 8, 7, fingers. 5, 6, 4. Elevation, compression, posterior. 3, 2, 1. Toes, quads, splay, cartwheel out. Beautiful job, guys. So you might be thinking, okay, we're using the wall a lot to build strength as we're already in that vertical position, but how do I get into handstand from the ground? That's what we've been working on this downward facing dog with. So what we're gonna do is in our downward facing dog, level 1, we did bent knee. Level 2, we did straight leg. And now we're gonna start to incorporate downward facing dog into that elevation handstand position. So I'm going to be using the strength of my shoulder elevation and core compression to stack the hips over the shoulders, okay? So it'd be palms, elbows, shoulders, hips. We'll do single legs and then full. While I'm blabbing my mouth, I hope you were catching your breath. Start to try to incorporate, what I do anyway, is in between my sets, just instantly breath. Right after I'm done, tune back into your breathing, find your coherence within your heart and body. Not only will that build endurance in your set coming up, but you'll also just be more prepared for anything. We'll take 2 more dry breaths here, and then we'll wrap it up. Guys, I do appreciate you for watching. If you want, go ahead and check out my vlogs on my YouTube, the descriptions and the link tree below. If you want to support Bodyweight Nate, I have my Venmo and PayPal if you want to support the Bodyweight Nate journey cause and all the other things. So we'll talk about that later. Let's find our downward facing dog. Okay. So downward facing dog, hands are in the exact same position as my hand bounce, my crow, everything else, right? So let's go ahead and come on the tiptoes. If you're having problems with your hamstring flexibility in your down dog, go ahead and watch hip flexion and Nate flows. So in my downward facing dog, I'm going to go ahead and lift the chin and lock my gaze in between the imaginary line in between my thumbs, okay? So we're going to start with the left foot. So what I'm going to do is, remember, I'm using the strength of my elevation and core to stack my hips above my shoulders. So you're going to lift the left foot straight, you're going to bend the right and come pressing up into that half downward pike position. Here we go. Bend, lock the gaze, we're going to come up and back down. 2 more. Come up and back down. Last one. Up and down. Okay. So we're using that momentum of the down dog to practice that bounce in the handstand coming from the ground. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Okay. Right foot up. Remember, lock my gaze in between my imaginary thumb line. I'm using my fingers as brakes, my hollow body to align my kinetic chain. Here we go. Right foot comes up. Bend the left knee, press through, and back down. Again, and down. Last one, guys. And down. Nice. So You can do multiple sets of those each leg to build up that endurance. Right now, we're gonna skip ahead and go to both legs, finding that downward dog pike position handstand thingy. Let's take 2 ujjayis here. Find your kinetic chain, relax your jaw, breathe it in. Alrighty class, here we go. So I find my down dog, the gaze in between my imaginary thumb line, have the fingers ready as your brakes, stacking the hips above the shoulder using my shoulder elevation and core compression, okay? I'm gonna bend at the knees with my down dog. I'm gonna come up and back down. Come up and back down. Last one, come up and back down. All right, guys, so we're using grace, right? So the strength allows you to float. So the more you practice your shoulder elevation, the more you're going to be able to float into that pike position throughout your down dog and handstand. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're starting to feel comfortable with this. Level 4, we're going to do a full handstand. Thank you so much for supporting Bodyweight Nate and learning a handstand with me, Nate Floats. Namaste.